Girl, you wanna come to my hotel? Baby, I will leave you my room key. I'm feeling the way you carry yourself, girl.
Antigone has just arrived back home at 3 AM and is confronted by Nanny, who is not impressed. Nanny instantly starts shouting at her, accusing her of being with another man. Antigone, rather childlessly, admits to these allegations, only to throw Nanny into another hysterical fit. After a while, Antigone becomes tired of taking the mickey out of Nanny and tells her to chill out. She admits to going out late because she wanted some air and some space for a while. She was not with another man. Soon after, she sends Nanny away to get her something to eat and drink. Ismene comes running down the stairs after she hears the scuffling downstairs. At the first sight of Antigone, she brings up the plot to cover their brother's grave. Ismene, we can see, is the less confident and more socially accepted character, whereas Antigone is the more independent and introvert character who deliberately decides not to follow the rules. However, we see that Ismene actually cares for her sister, despite Antigone reminiscing about all the cruel things she did to her for when she was younger. The fight. And finally, Antigone rejects Ismene's help altogether, and is especially angry with her after Ismene says that she is only a girl in a man's world. Antigone sends Ismene away to go to bed. Antigone calls Haman to come over and meet her at the house. She admits that she was wrong for arguing with him and apologizes for her behavior. She also realizes the true extent to how much Haman loves her. She is therefore less paranoid that Haman might have feelings for Ismene rather than her. She then continues by telling him to keep his mouth zipped while she vents out her feelings. She then asks him to leave.
Was Antigone really going to give in to the likes of her sister Ismene and Uncle Creon? Are you having a laugh? Is that even a question? Of course she wasn't. So, Antigone, the rebel that she was, decided to further annoy her Uncle Creon by standing up for what she thought was right. Creon did not want people to find out that a civilian had not abided by his rule. What an ego! Antigone, however, decided to bury Polonice's body again. It is a tragedy after all, so yes, you may have guessed, she did get caught by the guard. The guard brought Antigone to Creon, proud that he had found the culprit. Creon, however, detested, as he was sure of the fact that his niece could never disobey him. Antigone, on the other hand, was like, dude, don't undermine my abilities. Creon tried to cover for her. He implored her to forget about all of this and move forward. But what was the fun of that? Antigone said that she'd only do it again. Creon then gave her a lecture about his sacrifices, his duty as a king, and all the other boring stuff. As usual, Antigone was only concerned with what she stood by and was not affected by Creon's lecture. Creon was annoyed by her stubborn nature and stated that her actions could lead to her death. This was something she was unaffected by, as she was afraid of death. Antigone was not willing to conform. Creon was irritated by this and decided her end was near. The guards arrived to take Antigone away. Antigone gradually hung herself in the cave. Haman was traumatized by the fact that his true love had killed herself. So, typically, the hopeless lover decided to kill himself. He plunged his sword into himself. When Eurydice learned of her son's death, she killed herself. This meant that Creon was left alone to mourn. He declared the day as being hard. As you can tell, he was deeply hurt. The end.
Girl, you wanna come to my hotel? Baby, I will leave you my room key. I'm feeling the way you carry yourself, girl.